Taoist Magic Talk Show brought to you by Taoist Master Ji Sifu and King Dragon Taoism. Huliang Tianzun. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. This is your Ji Sifu right here again. Today we're going to talk about the topic of deep meditation problems and also explaining to you why this is a problem. And I have came across so many people this month who have the same problem. And oh my God. So, first of all, a lot of Westerners, I mean like Westerners as in like, you know, Americans, Canadians, you know, like the non-Chinese, right? They love going on the internet and then going to forums or Facebook and then just get some tips here and there, and then they start doing their own meditation. Oh my God. This is the worst thing you can do in your life. Why? Because it totally ruined a lot of people's lives. And I am mad seeing this situation. So I need to speak up to warn you guys. It is not okay to do it yourself. A lot of people are only looking at like, oh, you can meditate and get peace in your mind. Like you can be not as anxious. You can be relaxed and all that, right? Okay, let me tell you what. If you want that kind of thing, just go to sleep. Okay? You don't need to meditate. Why do you have to meditate? Oh my God. So, first thing is, when you meditate, most of the people, they don't know what they're doing. They are just grabbing information from different sources, compiling it themselves, and then just try it out, you know? And then their mindset is like, let's see what happened. When your mindset is like that, you know, like you have no idea what you're going for and you just, let's see what happened. And you know what? You open up yourself for a lot of troubles. So when the evil spirits from other dimensions who are going around finding targets, they see you like that and you're like all open up, they are going to go in and loot you, scam you, and have a fun time with you while you think that, oh my God, I'm seeing like some spiritual experience. I'm seeing the gods. I'm seeing this and that. And you get hyped. You get high because you start seeing things. You start experiencing different things. Your body giving you reaction and you're like curious, right? You know what? Curious is what get people screwed. Because you don't know what happened. You don't even know what it is. You just chase after the sensation, the whatever you're seeing or interacting with. You just chase after it. And what if the other side is actually a scam? Well, yeah, just like all the scam in the world, right? They all started very nice and then you eventually get total screwed. Same thing with meditation. When you start doing these things blindly, first of all, you have no power to fight in that world. You have no power protecting yourself. And you have no idea what the heck those things are. So how can you tell these are good or bad things that you're seeing? And I can tell you that 99.9% of the time it's bad stuff. Because whatever comes to you is actually evil crap. They're like evil spirits. So people just think that they're seeing gods, but they're not gods. They are evil, pretending to be gods. And in that dimension, all the spirits can disguise themselves. So you want to see, for example, you want to see this god that is like this. You know, you have a impression of the god's image is like that, you know, like a statue, right? And that thing will turn into something like that and show you, hey, I'm your god. And then you're, whoa, I'm like with the god. Yeah, you dumbass, you got tricked. So, yeah, basically that's what happened. They trick you, and then they will say things like this. Your past life. They start like that. You have like this faith with you, this relationship with your past life. And in your past life, you're like this, like this, like this. And then in your other past life, you're like this and this. And so that's why now you're like this. You are meant to be big, but you're meant to be like this. And, like that kind of crap. It's all a scam. You don't realize it, right? Yeah, because you got scammed. You're like facing a pro-con artist who are like doing setups to scam everything out of your life. And you don't realize it. You will still call them like the god because they look so good. And think about it. Too good to be true, huh? Okay. So, yeah. And then some people will copy what they say, like the mudras, okay, the hand signs. They will like do those hand gestures, like, those kind of hand gestures, right? And they do those things and meditate. Wow, that's even worse. You know why? You don't even know what those hand signs are, and no one actually program your hand sign for you. Okay, what are hand signs? Hand signs are used in religions, okay? They are not going to work just because you made the hand sign. The hand sign work because you are part of that religion, of that sect, and that system, okay? There is a meaning set to the hand sign. It's an agreement between the gods of that religion with the people in the religion. So the god, maybe like, for example, you make this hand sign, and this hand sign equals to channeling my power down to you. Okay, cool. So the god gave this hand sign to the people, to the master who, lead the religion. Then the master do it, cultivate it, and then teach the other people. The other people learn under the master, do the same thing, and the god will acknowledge that, oh, this is like my people. They are doing this because I can sense it, right? The God can sense it. The God accepted you before when you enter the religion. So the God will sense you and channel the power to you whenever you do the hand sign. That's the same with any religion, no matter Taoism, whatever things, other religions, same thing, okay? So there is like hand signs that, for example, in my lineage, we have a hand sign like this. And then in another religion or another sect of Taoism, they have the same hand sign. But they do different things because we have different system, different gods, different language. So even the hand sign look the same. The program, like the stuff inside, is not the same. The meaning is not the same. The easiest way to explain it is like you look at Japanese, they use kanji, which is in Chinese is like Honji. It's like from the Han Dynasty, the word, that's what it means, kanji, right? So it's Chinese character. They use Chinese character in their own way. So the Japanese like write this. You cannot read it if you're like a Chinese. Like even the word seems like the word that, we usually use. It's totally not the same meaning. Okay, it's like the same word but different meaning. That's what happened when two language and they kind of use similar symbols like that. Hand sign is the same thing. So different religion, different sect, they have the same hand sign, but it means different things. So the key point is you need to be in that system to use that hand sign to have the effect, to have the actual thing working. Now, a lot of people that I see are like, they just like, oh, I read about this religion, I believe in it, and then they start doing it. You never get ordained or like enter the religion and go through a ceremony with someone doing things on you to make you a part of the religion. You're not officially inside there. No one knows you, right? It's no one knows you. So you do the hand sign, no one give a beep about you. No one even knows you. How can they even like, oh, this guy's doing this hand sign, let me give him the power. No one knows you, right? You're just like daydreaming. It's similar to like, okay, you look at the TV, right? You watch TV and then you're like, wow, this lady is so sexy. I want her to be my girlfriend. And then you like at your home, you scream to her, oh, I love you so much. And then you expect the girl to be like, oh, I'm going to call this guy. This guy loves me. Are you crazy? The guy knows, like, I mean, the girl knows you? No, you don't know the girl. You're just screaming her name at home. That's the same thing with your hand sign. You're daydreaming on your own. You're being like a freak, doing things on your own and think that it will work. It will not work. You're not part of the system. Okay, so what is going to happen? Well, you think that the hand sign will work and so on. Then other spiritual beings out there looking for dumbass will look at you and like, oh, you want this god, huh? Okay, I'll be your god right now. And then they will pretend to be your god. And then they will do whatever you think the hand sign do to you. And then, you know what? You get fooled. You're not even in the system. How can it work for you? It won't work, okay? Don't be silly. It won't work. It's like you never open a bank account and you try to write a check. You're not going to get anything. Don't be a fool, right? And then one more thing, right? Those people who like have spiritual encounters during their meditation thing, right? When they listen, okay, here, pay attention. Whenever those things get into like your past life, it's all evil crap, okay? Only evils will draw you backward in time. The good ones will not do that. So, like a lot of people are into those stupid scam trap, and they just stuck in there. Like my past life, like this. Come on, you're here, right? Look forward, okay? So now we got some time left. I got to tell you what is the real meditation like. Like what is real cultivation of that type, like sitting there, you know, doing some posture. What is that actually like? Well, I'm going to tell you in my lineage, okay, you do actually have some practice that you need to sit and, you know, do stuff. Now, what are you doing? You always have a goal, okay? For example, when you first ordain and cultivate your heart spell, right, you have a spell to memorize. So you memorize the spell and then you recite the spell and you count how many times. For example, 108 times. Okay, so you count as you do the spell. You focus on counting and finishing and the completion of how many times. When you're done, you're done. A lot of newbies always have this problem. Oh, while I do it, I feel myself like rocking back and forth. While I do it, I feel warm. I feel cold. I feel this. I'm always like this. Stop feeling anything. Like you feel anything, it's fine, but don't think about it. You put your mind back to the focus, where it's like, I need to do the heart spell that many times, I have to count. When I'm done, I'm done. That's it. Anything that draws you away from this focus is called evil. Okay? It's not necessary to be like a evil spirit, but it's evil because it's drawing you away, it's distracting you from your goal. When you're doing a cultivation like that, like you have to close your eyes and, you know, focus inside and so like that, you always need a goal. You need to know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, then you're like free to be driven away anywhere because you haven't made up your mind yet. So yeah, there's no such thing such as I close my mind, I close my eyes, let go of myself, free up myself, and then wait to see what happens. Nothing like that. That is completely BS. It's going to lead you to nowhere because it's like you take a car, go outside. You don't need to know where you're going. Just keep driving. Where are you going to? Where are you going to achieve? You're not going to achieve anything because you don't even know where you're going for, right? Now, if you are in like a higher level cultivation in my lineage, right? We have some other stuff that is similar to deep meditation, but it's not actually a, like you just let go and see what happens. You, for example, I'll explain, okay? One of this is like, you will sit there, okay? And you have to, first of all, you have to clear up your mind and be like, just thinking about yourself, okay? Just think about yourself, visualize yourself, right? And then you will soon have the heart devils surface up, like some stuff that is stuck in your mind, right? And your job is to fight it. So no matter how mixed sense that thing is, you have to fight it. You have to be on the opposite side to fight the heart devils. I explained that in our previous episode, right? That is the main goal. Now, anything that pops up that try to drag you away, or like, oh, you try to answer it and then it brings up and other things instead of facing what you just said, it's evil crap. You keep going and chase it down like a lawyer, right? You have a goal. You're not going to be like totally gone and, let's see what happened. No. You always know what happened, okay? Like that. That is one example of like those sitting cultivation. Now, how about the hand signs? Yeah, we do have that kind of thing. But while you hold the hand sign and sit, you're going to like do spells and things like that. And your goal is also knowing what power you're channeling into yourself and how long. For how long, right? You also know. It's never like, oh, I just let go and see what happened. No, you always know what's going on. You're in full control. You know what you're doing. And there's no way that someone can drive you away. Okay? Now, another thing is, if you go even higher up in soul traveling, a lot of people think that when you soul travel, you're like out of your body and you're like in, like a pretty much like you're gone kind of situation. But that is wrong. The real soul travel, you're still like 100% yourself. You have control. When to stop, when to come back, you know that. You can do that. That is the real soul travel. The fake soul travel is like you're going into a dream state and then you're like totally gone. You don't even know what happened here. That is because you got robbed away. That is what happened if you are like what we call, you try to do something, but you're not good at it. And then it's like you're halfway and you're like, you're like trying to drive, but you don't know how to drive. And that's why your car is out of control, right? We do the real thing and it's 100% out of like in control. It's no way you're out of control. So yeah, there's nothing such as like you soul travel and you're gone. There's soul travel, you still can come back anytime. You're conscious and no one is going to grab you away. And most importantly, there are protections, right? When we do these things that involve soul travel and things, we have our altars around and we do formation and things like that to protect ourselves. But if you are like an ordinary person, you don't have a cultivated altar at home, you don't have cultivated powers, there's no way you can protect yourself from these spiritual things when they come up. And what happened? Well, you get nuked. Very simple, because you're weak, right? When I teach my disciples and they go do these things, I will have to set up the protection. So make sure that they are safe and they're not seeing illusions and whatever things. And it takes a lot of experience to actually learn what is real and what is illusion, what is evil out there, because there's actually a way to understand the world. And it does take a long time and also some guidance to learn about it. And yeah, a lot of visual things that you might see in the pre-heaven worlds, in the spiritual worlds. If you don't know the language of those visuals, then you will get it as like a literal, on the surface thing. So you cannot decode the language, then you'll be in deep trouble. For example, like you see a skull and then you're like, oh, a skull, that's negative, that's evil, that's evil crap. Well, no, it's not. It's a message, okay? So nature's message is not always like how we interpret it in our human way. It's something that you need someone to teach you who are like really know what they're doing. But I will say, you guys, if you're not officially ordained or a disciple or something of a religious path or sect or whatever, don't do these meditation. This is like not something you want to do on your own and not something you want to like screw around. It's going to screw up your whole life, because once those evil things attach to you, they're going to do anything that they can for the rest of your life and they're not going to go away, right? So if you have these problems and you need help, the only thing I will say is you need exorcism. You need to be ordained as a Taoist into, like, for example, into my lineage, and I will teach you stuff to cultivate to get rid of those problems. But you got to, first of all, make up your mind, because you will need to ditch everything in order to start fresh and for me to fix you up. And if you're not letting go of the old stuff, not emptying your cup, I cannot help you. Okay, that is the truth. So anyway, be careful. And also, early Happy New Year. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.